Good morning! I'm Angelo Castro III.
I'm Angela and we are the Castros. Nakita ko kasi yung sponsors natin, tapos na. Hindi mo nakita. Oh, happy
Happy Tuesday!
Happy Tuesday na.
Happy Tuesday. Medyo traffic ng umaga. I hope kalmado lahat ng tao at hindi mainit ang ulo.
At makulimlim pa rin ang panahon, no? Mamaya,
makulimlim
balitaan
nga,
natin
makulimlim.
sila dun sa weather update natin kung bakit ba makulimlim ang ating panahon.
Yes,
medyo
madaming
bad weather, sabi nga nila.
madaming mga tinatamad bumangon dahil medyo maginaw-ginaw daw. Pero we're serving...
Ikaw ba tinamad ka bumangon?
Hindi naman, nandito tayo. Kung tinamad ako, di wala tayo dito.
Ganun ba?
Right, we're serving you news in a countdown.
All that before your second cup of coffee. This is Brunch. Starting our countdown with the strong group athletics. Our team scored another victory in the William Jones Cup in Taiwan yesterday. Strong group remains undefeated after overcoming Ukraine 82-74. It was not an easy feat for the team as we were behind as many as 9 points in the third quarter. Luckily, Chris McCullough reigned in 8 points in the last 2 minutes, which helped the team secure its third win. McCullough led the strong group with a game-high 28 points, 6 rebounds and 2 assists.
Yan, another basketball news. Some basketball players in palarong pambansa lost their cool and started a brawl during the championship round. A player from Central Luzon received a technical foul for nudging his elbow against an NCR player. This is when 2 players from opposing teams got into a heated exchange. Things got messier when a player from NCR punched a member of Team Central Luzon on the face. 3 players from Central Luzon and 1 player from NCR were disqualified from the game. They were also punished with a game suspension that could last until next year. NCR eventually nabbed the championship 86-71. Palarong pambansa, kalma lang.
It defeats the purpose, di ba, ng camaraderie, di ba, sa pagsasagawa ng sports.
So, NCR and Central Luzon.
It was init ulo.
Naglaban for the championship.
Suspended daw yung mga involved dyan sa suntukan na yan.
Useless naman ang suspension. Championship na yun. Ano pa, isususpend mo for next year siguro
pero
yun. Pero
may record ka na, di ba?
Oo, may record ka. Kasi parang ito ang mini Olympics natin for the nation. Parang, di ba? This is how we discover our athletes that can represent the Philippines.
Exactly.
Ito yung pinaka-pool natin. Tapos ito yung papakita mong asal. Medyo hindi maganda.
Kulang, di ba? Pag laro-laro. Pagka medyo mainit na talaga yung ulo, medyo lumayo-layo na.
Magdasal ka na lang.
Huwag mo na patulan. Sayang naman kasi, di ba? Andito nga yung sports na yan para magkaisa yung mga bata, di ba? At magkaroon nga
pang-distress from all the bad news na lumalabas sa TV, print, radio, social media, di ba? Pati dyan, dinadala niyo init ng ulo. Wala rin.
Medyo parang nababalutan nga ng issue tong palarong pambansa, di ba? Umpisa pa lang. Una, yung hindi pagdating ni VP Sara Duterte.
Kasi pumunta daw siya sa mga players na may sakit.
Pero yun nga, syempre, may halong politika dahil nandoon daw pupunta si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Pangalawa, yun nga, yung mga players na nagkasakit due to dengue.
Yes.
Diba? Ang sabi nila, baka daw yung mismong area yung may dengue outbreak doon, pero according sa investigation from different areas naman.
From different
Tapos
areas
ito naman yung away ng mga bata sa basketball.
Kalma lang. Normal lang naman magkainitan, pero huwag na magsuntukan sa mata. Hindi man boxing yan, basketball yan.
Basta basketball, dapat masaya tayo.
Gusto nila magsuntukan.
Na-excite tayo, naiinis tayo, may mga nangaasar or whatsoever, pero masaya pa rin.
Kung gusto nila suntukan, mag-boxing na lang sport nila. Huwag yung basketball.
Alright, ito na po ang ating susunod na topic for today. Our top 9 for today, let's check in on the weather. Pag-asa continues to monitor a low-pressure area inside the Philippine territory. The LPA was last spotted some 310 kilometers east-northeast of Davao City. Scattered rains are expected over Davao Region, Caraga, and Eastern Visayas. Other parts of the country, meanwhile, are affected by the southwest monsoon or habagat. Scattered rains are expected over Palawan, while isolated rains may be experienced in other areas, including Metro Manila. Due to rains and floods, 5 people in Matanog, Maguindanao del Norte were reported dead. One of the casualties is a senior citizen and the rest of them are minors. That includes a 7-year-old kid whose body was recovered after he went missing.
Parang sunod-sunod yung mga flood natin, ah.
Oo. All right, let's continue with our countdown.
Okay, coming in at the 8th spot are senior high school graduates. More businesses in the country are willing to hire senior high school graduates now. The Philippine Business for Education, or PBED, reported that 4 out of 5 firms are open to hire senior high school graduates. PBED also learned that nearly 300 companies nationwide said they have job opportunities for SHS graduates. However, they are limited to service, sales, and clerical support roles. PBED noted that companies still generally prefer hiring applicants with a college degree.
Oh, yan yung pinag-uusapan natin eh, 'di ba? Ilan bang porsyento doon sa mga gumraduate na from the first batch ng senior high school ang actually na-hire na ng isang kumpanya? Because there were reports nga, aside from this survey, na mas marami pa ring mga kumpanya ang, would prefer college graduates, diba? Hiring college graduates. And even actually yung mandato nga ng government natin, kasama dyan na sinasabi na dapat mag-hire sila ng senior high school graduate. Pero even the government itself, kumbaga parang lumilihis doon sa mandato na yun because ang mas sinahire din pa rin yung mga college graduate.
Kasi ano naman yun ay discretion naman ng employer yun kung ano yung hire nila. And sinabi naman ng PBED, limited naman sa usually support, sales, and clerical roles. Which is understood naman. Yun naman ang premise naman nitong buong K-12 na up to a certain point, kung di mo na kaya magpaaral sa sarili mo, and you want to earn money to save up para matapos mo yung education mo at umabot ka naman ng senior high school, yung sa mga strand mo, di ba? Eligible ka kahit man lang mag-start out ka sa clerical, okay lang sa ibang tao yan.
Kaya nga sinasabi din ng PBED dito sa kanilang study na ginawa, parang sinasabi nila yung 80 hours na mandatory work immersion ng mga senior high school. Maybe inadequate nga daw doon sa mga para masabi na job ready itong mga estudyante na to, itong mga nakagraduate from senior high school. But yun nga, so a lot of people until now have been questioning about the effectivity of this program. So, ang ating susunod na DepEd Secretary, which is, anong date na ba ngayon? July 16. By July 19, talagang si VP Sara will step down as the Education Secretary. And si Angara will
Senator Angara will take over.
Si Senator Angara ay isa sa mga author ng bill ng K-12.
Pero usually at this point, kahit naman sa 19 pa si VP Sara, nag-meet na siya with a by team. So yung mga directives niya, paunti-unti pumapasok na from the start.
No. Yung point ko naman kasi, ang sinasabi nga regarding this K-12 na they want to, revisit this program, baka sakaling ma-suspend or tanggalin na muna whatsoever because of the ineffectivity daw nito when it comes to hiring senior high school graduates. So, ngayon, how are you going to do that when in fact, yung uupong DepEd Secretary mo ay author ng bill na ito. Pero sinabi naman daw niya during his interviews that he is willing to take a look, diba? Again, dun sa mga programa nito. And siguro, I think, kasama itong study o survey na ginawa ng PBED, diba? Na, although sabi nila, there are firms now are more open of hiring senior high school graduates, pero still, yung bilang pa rin ng mga senior high school graduates na hindi pa rin nakakapag trabaho after nila mag-graduate, yun malaki-laki pa rin yun, diba? So, yun yung nagiging problema nga dito. Tapos, for other parents, sinasabi nila, ano ba to, extra 2 years, diba? Extra bayad na instead na dapat college na yung estudyante ko, yung anak ko nag-high school pa rin.
Okay naman kung natututo It's because, kasi ang naging punto rin naman ng past admin kung ba't ginawa to is because parang nagiging diploma mill ang schools. In other words, Nag-aral ka para makakuha ng diploma. And nawawala ng essence of learning because the diploma is a requirement for jobs. So what they try to do with this new supposedly with the K-12 program is you get hired because may skill level ka na attain, di ba? Ang problema, hindi naman nag-adjust yung mga hiring companies. They didn't adjust the requirements. So at the end of the day, discretion pa rin nila whether they want to hire a senior high school student or a college graduate, di ba?
So, yun ang mangyayari dyan. Tignan natin ulit, di ba, if they're going to revisit this program. But still, kumbaga, status quo tayo at marami tayong mga tungkol pa rin sa education na issue. Aantayin natin yung magiging kung may mga reforma ba at sabi naman ni DepEd incoming DepEd Secretary Angara, he will continue whatever it is, 'di ba? Yung mga magagandang programa under VP Sara.
Alright, madami pa tayong pag-usapan. Go ahead.
Coming up, Meralco customers may expect higher power bills this month due to higher generation charge.
And aside from illegal pogo, suspended Mayor Guo may also be connected to the Pharmally scandal. Hala!
Oo, yan yung mga aabangan ng ating mga kapatid, ating mga manonood. Mamaya po sa pagbabalik namin. We are just getting started, mga kapatid. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. Good morning! You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Happy Tuesday po
Happy
sa
Tuesday,
ating mga
and,
kapatid.
to read some greetings.
Batiin mo yung mga nanonood sa
Yes.
atin.
Let's start off sa Facebook account natin. Sa One News, we have Reynaldo P. Daet. Sabi niya, good morning, San Pokemon Go. Good morning din daw. Ito sabi ni Lito Tixon daw, ibalik na ulit ang NCEE at i-abolish ang K-12. Pahirap lang daw to sa mga nagpapaaral. Naabutan ko pa yung NCEE. Usually NCEE kasi pag nag-take ka nun, nade-determine niya yung strength mo. Kasi baka iba yung gusto mo, iba yung strength mo. Naalala ko yun, naabutan kay NCEE yan. Nasa DEX pa ang tawag dyan, hindi pa DepEd.
Hindi ko na yan.
Department of Education, Culture, and Sports. I remember that. Halatang edad, mga batang 90s tayo. Ralph Domingo, number 1 daw ang about Donald Trump. Okay, yan ang guess niya. Ralph, tingnan natin.
Tama kaya si Ralph?
Tingnan natin kung tama ka. And of course, Alex Fuentes, maraming salamat sa iyong magagandang sticker.
Si Mark Santiago, si Gina Villa, yan, nandito rin yan sa YouTube natin. Si Tito Nito, at Tito Naldi, at saka si Tita Daisy, na lagi rin nanonood sa atin. At saka si Tita Esther Abay.
Good morning!
Buong barangay. Alright, let's continue with our countdown. Ranking 7th in our countdown is Meralco. Heads up sa mga Meralco customers dahil magtataas sila ng singil ng kuryente this month. Meralco will charge an additional 2 pesos per kilowatt hour, causing the overall electricity rate to increase to 11 pesos. A household's electricity bill might have an increase from 430 pesos to 1,075 pesos, depending on their consumption. Meralco said the generation charge got higher while the price of wholesale electricity spot market went back to normal. Meralco and One News under Signal are part of the MVP group of companies.
Pagpasok ho ng July, anticipate nyo na po na malaki yung magiging pagtaas sapagkat babalik sa dating normal na level yung presyo ng kuryente plus yung sisingilin na deferred cost. Dahil dinefer yung portion ng last 3 months, July, August at September, sisingilin na yung pangalawa ngayong July.
Higpit na naman tayo ng sinturon.
Okay.
Sinturon. Okay, from kuryente, let's move on to another topic.
Piston renews its calls for the government to junk the PUV modernization program. This comes after the group discovered a supposed LTFRB resolution, which states that hundreds of jeepney routes had only a few consolidated units. Piston says this resolution signed on April 30 was not released to the public. The LTFRB denies this and noted that the PUV modernization program will proceed.
May mga ruta, especially sa probinsya, ang bumabiyahe lang talaga ay 4 pababa.
Apa.
So, ang requirement for consolidation is should at least be 15.
Mhm.
Paano ka magko-consolidate nito? Talagang 4 lang in most areas. Yun yung mga in-exempt namin.
Oh, medyo ano yan
Oo.
Ang tawag dito, kailangan mahimay natin yung issue na yan because sinasabi nga kasi ng mga advocates o yung mga grupo ng mga jeepney drivers na tutol nga dito sa PUV modernization program. Meron daw silang nakitang resolution, no board resolution from LTFRB allowing unconsolidated jeepneys to ply the routes na merong mababang consolidation.
Magulo ata to pag ganyan. It's because that's unfair na naman sa mga nag-consolidate. Pwede palang hindi mag-consolidate.
Basta
kasi,
magbayad ang insurance saka ng ano ba yun?
And here goes the debate na sana inuna na lang daw ang route rationalization program. Titignan nyo muna kung ano yung mga ruta na kailangan. Mas madaming kailangan, mas konti para mabalanse, di ba? Yung mga distribution of yung mga nagpa-apply ng ruta. Ang inuna kasi, pilitin ka mag-consolidate muna para makita kung sino sasali sa programa o hindi, bago malaman kung ilan ba talaga kailangan. Yan ang sinasabi ng mga iba from the start. A lot of groups have been calling. Let's take a look at muna kung how many do we really need per area, per route, and then we assign.
Oo. Tsaka sinasabi, di ba, nag-end itong consolidation ng April 30.
Yeah.
Tapos, until now, wala pa daw nakukuhang memo from LTFRB ang MMDA paano mag-implement nitong paghuli ng mga colorum. Pero apparently, there's a resolution, ito nga pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, na nakalabas na actually hindi na ilalabas sa public. I don't know paano nalaman to ng ibang mga grupo na po pwede daw bumiyahe pa yung mga unconsolidated.
Yes.
Doon sa mga ruta na konti lamang yung nag-consolidate. Yan ang alamin natin.
Ang alam ko kasi yung goal dito is like what other countries are doing, like sa Italy and sa US, na each route is assigned by parang a union, a cooperative, na hahawak sa yun. For example, bus stop number 17, ang pwede lang bumahe doon are buses A to D. Di ba? At least alam mong per route kung anong bus sasakyan mo. Di ba? Pansin mo, pag nasa Italy ka, alam mo which bus will take you where. Every day, clockwork, yun ang schedule at walang colorum kasi alam mo yung schedule. So I think that was their initial plan. Ang problema, nauna yung pagpipilit, not pagpipilit, but pag-require ng consolidation daw.
So mamaya, hopefully we can talk to somebody from LTFRB. Oo, para kumbaga malinawan tayo dito sa issue na to. Kung ano ba tong resolution na to?
We'd like to understand it better.
Meron ba talagang resolution na to? Bakit hindi na iso publiko, etc. So mamaya balikan po natin yan and hopefully we can talk to somebody from LTFRB regarding this. But moving forward, punta muna tayo sa iba pang mahalagang balita for today. Coming in at top 5, last-minute preparations for President Bongbong Marcos's third SONA are underway. On Monday, officials held a meeting and rehearsal at Batasang Pambansa. The red carpet and seats of high-ranking government officials and dignitaries are now set. The National Police says they are confident that the SONA will be peaceful.
With respect po sa ating SONA, as we speak po, ay wala naman po tayong namomonitor na anumang seryosong banta to disrupt.
Akala ko nga i-cancel na nila yung red carpet dahil dun sa, alam mo na, yung naging controversial na...
The SONA is, I think, for PBBM.
Sinabi ni VP Sara Duterte.
Well, a lot of SONAs are controversial. Yung mga naalala ko yun kay Pangulong Duterte, yung nag-change ng House leadership, yung kay PGMA. That was a controversial one. This supposedly will be also one of his first controversial kasi medyo relaxed lang yung last two sonas si Pangulong Marcos, it's because wala naman masyadong dissenters, walang opposition. Now you have the 20 million issue supposedly for the price tag of this sona na may confusion. No? Una, kala natin catering
Pagkain lang.
Yung pala kasama ang
overall
iba.
budget for the sona.
Oo, and this is the first sona na opposition ni PBBM ang Vice President.
Yes.
Na hindi mag-a-attend, na nag-joke pa ng designated survivor.
Okay. Nagulantang sila baka.
Nagulantang
Wala
sila.
naman daw banta.
So this will be interesting because I wanna see, yung last two sonas, kalmado ang daan eh. Hindi tayo nahirapan magbiyahe dyan eh. I want to see ngayon, first hand, if it will still be the same on the ground. Doon mo makikita kasi on the ground if yung dami ng people na nagdi-dissent, doon mo maano.
Yung mga ang tawag doon,
Maglalabasan,
nag-welga, nag-rally.
Naglalabasan ng mga FEG.
Oo, yan. Taon-taon naman yan, kahit sino presidente, merong traditional yan, no, ng tradition rather, ng mga grupo yan. Na magsunog ng FEG. Kung kahit sino yung nasa
Baka
administration.
magalit yung anak ni FEG. Si Senator Grace po.
FEG.
Diba?
Tinatawanan kita kasi kawawa ka na, walang tatawa sa joke mo eh. Pero hindi, moving forward nga, dito nga sa usapin pa rin ng SONA, titingnan din natin kasi 'di ba ito nga, ilang beses ko to binanggit sa iyo, 'di ba, na pagbabawalan na daw nila yung may mga political statement na suot.
Yung outfits.
Pero I think from Makabayan Bloc, naninindigan sila na
They'll
it's
still
their freedom of expression, it's their right to
Hindi sila
express.
papasukin.
So, I don't know. Anong mangyayari dyan sa
But
kanila?
knowing PBBM, papasukin niya rin yan. Kasi medyo siya ang image niya ngayon is a president for all eh. Unity. That's what he's trying to convey. So hindi maganda sa optics yan kung hindi mo papayagan ng opposition from entering yung venue because iba ang sinuot. I don't think that's his style. Yung messaging niya.
Yeah, of course. Pero yun nga, so ano pa ba? Ano pa ba yung mga SONA preparations? Of course, ang pinakaabangan ng taong bayan, yung magiging laman ng kanyang SONA. Ano ba talaga yung totoong state of the nation
Wait.
natin, di ba? Bakit?
May magandang comment si Sam Pokemon Go.
Ano sabi?
Natawa daw siya sa FEG. See? Magandang joke yan. Kaya
Sinasamahan ka lang nila para hindi ka kawawa ka ng pag walang tumawa sa joke.
Batang Quiapo yan. Hey!
So ano pa yung mapag-uusapan sa SONA? Of course, inflation, trabaho. Yan yung mga gustong marinig ng tao, 'di ba? Pagbaba ng presyo ng pangunahing bilihin dahil until now,
alam mo,
presyo ng gasolina.
Kahit ano pa issue sabihin mo, at the end of the day, food. Ang
Talaga,
importante
trabaho.
lumalabas sa surveys ngayon, ang primary concern is laman tiyan at sweldo.
Oo, 'di ba?
More than
Mabubuhay
ever.
ba kami diyan? Mapag-aaral ko
Kasi
ba yung anak
nalihis
ko?
tayo doon for a while kay Pangulong Duterte. People voted him because they wanted to resolve yung problema nga sa drugs. But then again, napansin ng tao, gutom pala kami.
'Di ba?
Oo. Ano ba ang root cause ng drug addiction? Poverty. Di ba? Walang
pera,
makain.
walang makain, walang pambili.
So,
Pero
back to
ngayon
basics
nga daw,
tayo.
well, this is the third SONA of PBBM already. Pero yun nga, from previous administration na binibilang din kung ilang yung bad words niya. Dito, wala namang ganun.
Ay, hindi.
Palakpak pa
PBBM.
rin.
Hindi mo mabibilang bad word ni PBBM.
wala kasi. Wala
Bibilangin na lang
mabibilang.
natin ang niya.
Ano ka? Oh my gosh.
Hindi,
Siya ba
di man ako
yun?
ng joke niya. Di ba they're saying kasi
Gabi ka.
gusto daw nila bigyan ng tissue si Pangulo.
Ganun.
Kasi baka daw tumutulo lang ng
Sinong
konti.
sila?
Di ako nagsabi. Gusto mo banggitin ko sino?
Wag na. Tingnan natin kung pag-uusapan din dyan yung
But
Pogo.
this is his definitely first
Yes.
controversial SONA.
Tingnan
Pero I think downplay ito, it's because hindi siya combative. He is not a combative president. So, medyo tone down ng mga rhetoric niya.
Abangan nila dito sa 1PH,
Yes, oo.
sa One News, and the rest of our sister companies here under Media Quest. Yung preparation and coverage ng SONA, for sure.
Pati brother companies natin.
Sister and brother.
Okay, let's move on. Moving over to our top four, former Caloocan Congressman Edgar Erices says a Comelec official received bribe money from abroad. According to Erice, he received a package from the Bahamas, allegedly containing bank records. The document states that an unnamed Comelec official and his wife have 14 offshore accounts. Erice said $15 million appear to have been deposited to the bank accounts by Miro Systems. Miro is a South Korean firm which has been chosen by the COMELEC as its election provider in 2025. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia dismissed the documents, calling it dubious.
Ito po yung natanggap ko na Bahamas Files, kung saan nakalagay po doon na isang COMELEC officials ang nakatanggap ng $1,000,000 mula sa South Korea, allegedly from Miro. Kompleto, detalyado sino nagpasok ng pera, at yung tao na nagpasok, saan bangko pinasok, saan bangko tumanggap, detalyado, ganyan kakapal po.
Yeah, backtracking sa issue, si Erice, Congressman Erice, was the one who brought up yung issue against because regarding sa ruling ng Supreme Court, 'di ba, nang saying hindi retro about Smartmatic.
Yeah.
Oo. So he brought out that issue, and then si Congressman Marcoleta came out with another issue saying na meron money nagta-transfer into certain account of certain COMELEC officials. Then si Chairman George Erwin Garcia came out and said, ako yung tinuturo and I'm willing to waive the bank secrecy law, 'di ba? Na tignan nyo. Tapos sabi ni Marcoleta, Congressman Marcoleta on the show, wala man ako sinasabi kung sino yan. Basta ang alam ko may perang gumagalaw. At kung sinasabi ni kaibigan daw niya si Chairman George, di good. Kung wini-wave niya, di mag-usap kami, tignan natin. Ayun. Now you have Congressman Erice saying na the documents came to him in a box stating deposits of $15 million.
Totoo yan. Ewan ko lang are they working together?
No, kasi
Si
it looks,
Congressman Marcoleta and former Congressman Erice.
it looks like it because I don't know pero kasi if you look at yung context nitong lahat, si Congressman Marcoleta said he had walang pangalan about the deposits. All he has are yung bank statements saying na may nag-deposit. And then now you have Congressman Erice coming out saying may $15 million na deposit sa Bahamas account. And I have the paper trail to prove it, sa akin pinadala, yung box of documents. So baka na-share ni Congressman Erice ito kay Marcoleta. But we have, it would be nice also if they have the time na we talk to all the parties involved para maklaro
Either
na
one
tong
of them,
issue. Once and for all, because ayaw natin ng gulo approaching the
ayaw
election.
natin ma-taint yung election natin. Actually, ang dami nang issue dito sa Miro na to
Yes.
nung umpisa pa lang ng bill.
We have to resolve this issue bago mag-election
Exactly.
and bago mag-filing. Kung hindi, a lot of question marks will be hanging over our heads for these midterms.
Oo, yung integrity ng election natin sa 2025. Pero ito, yesterday kasi I was watching the news at kasama nga doon si COMELEC Chairman Garcia na nagsasabi na I think nakita na niya yung mga allegedly na offshore bank accounts documents or certifications na sinasabi ni Congressman Erice. At sinabi niya right in front of the media na mukhang dubious yung papeles na yun dahil pare-parehas yung fonts, etc., ganyan-ganyan. And ever since pumutok tong usapan na to, itong issue na to, sinabi naman niya na mag-waive siya ng bank secrecy law rights niya, which is what he did yesterday.
Yes.
Dito, I was reading it also right now, yung sa account niya sa, tawag dito, sa Land Bank. No? Sumulat siya sa Land Bank, and the Land Bank, I guess, the Land Bank actually issued yung bank certification saying na itong certain personal savings account number, number 77400, di ba? Allegedly open on March 2022 under the name of George Erwin Garcia is non-existent. Di ba? So sinasabi yan
yung
ng
ina-accuse sa kanya.
Ito yung Land Bank Intramuros branch.
Na ina-accuse sa kanyang account. Kasi that's the account in question with the deposits.
Yeah, one of the accounts.
One of the
Kasi
accounts.
sinasabi nga nila, meron pa yan yung 49 offshore bank accounts. So sinabi naman ni Marcoleta, para lang syempre, all sides, all the time tayo dito, sinabi niya, one down, possibly dozens more certificates.
So at least lumilinaw na lahat, chinecheck. Pero pwede naman sabihin ng iba dyan, di ba? May mga, syempre, devil's advocate. Kung ikaw ay may planong mangurakot, di ba? bakit ka mag-open ng account sa pangalan mo? Di ba? There was an issue with a former president long time ago, used the Velarde accounts, the Velarde issue from former President Joseph Estrada. Di ba? Na, which he denied naman and cost him from ouster from power. But,
Tapos yung, I remember din, di ba si former Senator Trillanes, sinasabi niya na
yeah.
bank account si
Pangulong
former
Duterte, BPI
Rodrigo Duterte.
bank accounts.
Oo, ganyan. Parang,
sinyalan siya mag-wave.
parang
Ayaw.
walang nangyari
Walang
na
nangyari.
pag-open.
But,
Pero
we
yan
have
yung
to
mga
resolve
pagkaganyan, sina-challenge, tapos sumasagot sa challenge. Tignan natin.
Okay naman si Chairman George, siya umamin eh.
Oo.
Sabi,
Hindi naman daw siya pinapangalanan.
Hindi, nagulat naman si Congressman Marcoleta. Kaibigan ko yan eh. Umamin na pala siya eh. Sabi niya, di ba nalaman niya sa show? Umamin na pala siya eh. Oo, good. Di ba? Sige.
Sa susunod, kung makausap natin, hopefully ulit si Congressman Marcoleta or kahit si former Congressman Erice, tanungin natin bakit hindi niya pinapangalanan.
And I would also like to speak to si siyempre, panawagan kay Chairman George.
Oo, para makausap din natin siya. Pero busy ata sila.
Anyway, kasi we understand, upcoming naman ng parating na ang filing
Kasi
of certificate
actually,
of candidacy.
ito last na, nagreklamo rin, sinasabi rin ni former Congressman Erice na mali din, mali yung sinasabi din ni Chairman George Garcia na kapag itong election na to, 'di ba? Baka daw kasi maging mabalik sa normal. Ang tawag doon? Hindi normal, hindi automatic. Ano yung tawag doon?
Manual? Manual election.
Nawala tuloy sa isip ko, 'di ba? So parang kina-question din yan sa korte.
Anyway, before
against the law daw 'yun.
Before we move forward, may comment tayo from isang viewer natin. Nagagalit siya kay Congressman Erice.
Bakit?
Pa-showbiz daw, bakit din nalang isabihin ko sino yung involved na official.
Oo, nga
Relax
nagpapa-blind
lang.
item.
Drink a cup of coffee from Second Mile Coffee.
Alright, let's continue with our countdown. Still hot at the third spot is former U.S. President Donald Trump. Authorities are still gathering information about the 20-year-old Republican who allegedly attempted to assassinate Trump. His former classmates and neighbors described him as a good student who got bullied by other classmates. Here's a report.
Just hours before shots were fired at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, we are now learning the 20-year-old gunman purchased 50 rounds of ammunition at a local gun store, according to a senior law enforcement official. The AR-style weapon used by Thomas Matthew Crooks now being traced back to his father. While the FBI is working to determine a motive behind the attack that left one man dead and 2 others critically wounded, former classmates of Crooks describe him as quiet.
He was just very, very bland. Didn't show no facial expressions. Just very to himself.
A search of the shooter's vehicle revealed possible explosives in the trunk. Witnesses to the shooting say they saw Crooks before shots were fired.
He's on top of the roof.
And tried to alert law enforcement.
My wife ran up to law enforcement, was trying to tell them, where he was, but they couldn't seem to see him because they weren't in the right spot to see him on the roof.
We are also learning Secret Service did not sweep the building where the gunman was perched. A source familiar with the investigation saying a local counter-sniper team was responsible for the building. However, the Pennsylvania State Police deny that responsibility.
When I say that something like this cannot happen, we are speaking of a failure.
This morning, U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle released her first statement since the shooting, confirming they will cooperate with an independent review of the incident. In New York, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
Yeah, so several officials from the Republican Party have said, especially in Filipino guy, na the Secret Service looks at this as a failure because under their watch, another major candidate or a former president was shot. Buti na lang had President Trump moved his head down slightly an inch to the left or to the other side.
Kung hindi siya actually gumalaw.
If he moved out a little closer, the bullet could have grazed him down sa loob.
Nakita ko nga yung parang meron silang graphics na pinapakita na kung yung nga yung sinasabi mo, kung gumalaw siya, baka yung bullet dumiretso doon sa gilid ng brain niya, sa right, no? Pero kasi gumanon siya, kaya nadaplisan yung
kanyang tenga.
lang.
Plus, they're looking at also, I saw a drawing and detailed drawing of yung Secret Service. They're looking at possible lapses also in response ng Secret Service after the fact, after na the shot was taken. Nung tinayo nila si President Trump, number one, they allowed him to put his head out para i-pump niya yung crowd. Usually, Secret Service will not allow you anymore.
Ang baba kasi nung isang babae dun kasama sa security detail.
Number two, they allowed a pause. In other words, nag-pause sila before they move. Usually, pag ganon, they run out na right away. But may nag-explain kasi ng ibang mga Secret Service, the reason why they paused is hindi pa clear yung path na dadaanan niya or wala pa yung service vehicle ng former president. Kasi if they move him and they're not sure kung yung location na pupuntahan nila is safe at wala pa yung service vehicle, baka mas mapeligro pa si former President Trump. So sinabi na that pause was also just to ensure that the getaway vehicles were ready and secure yung area na yon. And then, kasi papasok na rin yung SWAT doon Nakita mo yung naka-bulletproof vest, papasok na sila. And lastly, nakita mo yung video ng guy, yung shooter. He was really bullied.
Oo nga daw
Pinupuntirya yung medyas, yung pantalon. Talagang they were really after him.
It was really quiet daw, no? A quiet student.
Alam mo naman
Pero
yung mga
matalino.
bullied students na ito,
Kinikimkim
kinikimkim and growing hate, and that's why a lot of situations sa states na may shooting sa loob ng clubs, sa loob ng malls, sa loob ng schools, nag-escalate ang violence doon.
Kaya nga sinasabi na what's unique about Thomas, no? Thomas Crooks, no? Siya ay tawag dito, almost na na-assassinate yung presidente compared doon sa mga shooting incidents na nababalita yung sa mga sa eskwelahan,
supposedly,
sa mall.
This is not even a professional assassin. This is a disgruntled student full of hate, di ba, na muntik na nakalusot.
Hindi mo rin talaga alam kung ano
Muntik
pinagdadaanan ng isang tao. No? So, always be kind, sabi nga nila. And we're not justifying yung kanyang pagbaril sa former president, but we're also taking...
Kasi he also killed somebody.
Oo, diba? We're also, ang tawag dito, looking at it on a broader perspective as well, on the other side of the fence, kumbaga, dahil isipin mo rin yung mental health ng isang tao.
We have to remind everybody na hindi lang attempted assassination. Somebody was killed, di ba? Father protecting his family.
Yes, one. Tapos two other critical conditions.
And this doesn't happen in the modern age of politics. But it did happen kay former PM Shinzo Abe.
Yun naman, ang lapit
Man-made weapon supposedly, and this was the son naman
last year
na nagalit because namatay ata yung mami niya na nag-invest sa isang fund na sinuport ang government ni Shinzo Abe. So, you can never tell kung sino yung mga disgruntled dyan.
Saka isa pang pag-uusapan dyan yung gun control measure ng states. Yan ay talagang mahababang usapin ever since, 'di ba? Ang Republican ay kumbaga sumusuporta sa Second Amendment, 'di ba? Yung pagkakaroon ng karapatan ng isang tao to own and carry a gun.
But the Democrats have taken a step back also. While they don't really support gun measures or gun control measures, they've taken a step back from totally trying to eradicate that right to carry arms into responsible gun
ownership. Yung sabi na checking psychological capacity
yes,
ng isang tao bago makakuha ng baril.
Kasi ang case in point is ng Republican, Texas Texas is the most liberal of states na that allow gun carrying. You can carry it out in the open. But yet, incidents of shooting in Texas mismo is quite low compared to other states.
At isa pang tinitignan dito, 'di ba? Ito bang pagbaril, itong failed assassination attempt kay former President Donald Trump would actually seal him the presidency, 'di ba? Yung pakita nga lang nung itsura niya, yung iconic fist hand niya.
Even before he was shot, medyo malayo na siya kay President Biden. I think as of this point, not seal the deal sa presidency, but seal this nomination and unify the entire Republican Party. So yung war chest nila, yung pera nila, is consolidated towards Donald Trump.
Siya na yun Vice President na lang ang ang
problema.
Pag-uusapan.
Okay. Madami pa tayong topics. Don't go away because we're not done yet. May dalawa pa tayo.
Stay with us.
Welcome back. You're still watching Brunch here on One News.
Kanina pinag-uusapan natin yung nagkakatalo na lang kung sino yung magiging
meron na pala.
vice presidential nominee sa Republican o makakasama. Running mate ni former President Donald
J. Trump.
Oo, so ang kanyang in-appoint ay, or kanyang in-announce, ay si Senator J.D. Vance. Ito yung kanyang critic before.
Which is a good move. Bakit? 2-in-1 yan eh. Sinasabi mo kanina. Number one, he may hold just sa minority groups.
Yes.
And his wife
he can appeal to working class voters, which is essential daw yan kasi key battleground by November sa mga states.
And wife niya?
Ang wife niya ay child of an Indian immigrant. At sinasabi nila, she can also, appeal to minority voters.
And the second why it's a smart choice is because hindi siya magiging yes man kay Trump. So people will see that as a check and balance because he has been openly critical of President Trump, calling him even an idiot at one point. So people will say, well, this could be a safe tandem. It's because although by one take one ang president and vice president, but he's been openly critical of policies ni Trump. So baka hindi to sunod-sunuran lang kay Donald J. Trump. Very smart move on his part. Let's go on kasi madami pa tayong pag-uusapan at may kakausapin din tayo. Let's go straight to our second spot. Congresswoman France Castro and others insist that they were wrongfully convicted. This comes after Castro and 12 others were found guilty of endangering indigenous Lumad children. In 2018, they transported 14 Lumad children from their school in Davao del Norte amid militarization and aerial bombings.
Kami naman ay kumbaga nag-rescue, sumaklolo lang sa kanila. Kami pa yung kami pa yung convicted at kami yung mapaparusahan.
Interview with Sa Totoo Lang, Castro said they are already preparing to appeal against the verdict.
Yung aming bail, kasi naglaga kami ng bail, ay effective pa rin yun hanggang sa mag-appeal kami. Hanggang sa matapos ang kaso.
Yes.
So, yung ganon. At syempre, yung conviction sa amin ay hindi yan magpo-prosper hanggat kami ay naka-appeal at dinidinig pa rin ang kaso hanggang sa Supreme Court.
Let's get reactions following that guilty verdict.
We have with us Representative France Castro on the line. Good morning, Congresswoman.
Good morning, Angelo and Angela.
Yes, thank you.
And to your viewers and listeners.
Thank you po for joining us. Let's start off po, for those who do not know, can you please tell us more about yung issue po na nangyari sa 2018?
Well, ito po ay kami po ni Casatur Ocampo at iba pang mga volunteers po at advocate ng mga lumad ay naimbitahan dito sa National Solidarity Mission. Dapat yan, November 29 to 30. Pumunta kami ng November 28 dahil nag-courtesy call pa kami sa local government. Nakausap din namin yung sa DepEd ng Talaingod at saka yung DSWD. So para malaman yung nandoon kami ni Casatur at saka yung purpose ng pagpunta namin doon. So, ang nangako pa nga yung DepEd na nasasama sa amin kinabukasan. So, nangyari nung gabi, nagtumawag na yung mga teachers, takot na takot sila doon sa administrator, tumawag sila sa administrator dahil inaharas sila, penetrated sila ng mga paramilitary group doon sa school. At yun nga, sinara na yung school nila. Nakikiusap yung mga teachers na sana wag silang paalisin hanggang kinabukasan para naman maaga makaalis sila. Pero pinilit pa rin silang paalisin doon sa lugar. So, tumawag sila sa amin. So, ano ba yung gagawin namin? So, that is an emergency situation. Kaya nirescue namin sila. So, wala naman kaming bad intentions na mang-abuso or whatever na masamang intention. So, yun lang po yung nangyari. Tapos, hinarang kami ng mga pulis, ng mga military doon sa pagbaba na namin. So, kami kasi nag-antay lang sa highway. Kami ni Casatur at saka yung aming delegation. nag-antay lang doon sa highway habang yung mga teachers, no, mga estudyante, lumalabas doon sa school o umaalis doon sa community. So, yun yung nangyari. No?
Okay.
So, parang nabaliktad, kami pa yung tumulong, kami pa yung naparusahan.
Pero,
At saka,
go ahead po.
as government official, it is my obligation naman na tumulong sa mga ganong emergency situation.
Congresswoman, sa tingin niyo po ba may bahid po ng politika itong guilty verdict sa inyo?
Well, malamang, no? Kasi that is a Duterte place, talagang controlled and influenced yan ng mga Duterte at ng kanyang mga kakampi. Kaya baka meron itong influence kahit pa paano.
Yes, Congresswoman, of course, would like to ask kung ano po ang next step nyo. It's because we'd also like to ask, ano po yung mga specifics ng prosecution na na-highlight sa tingin nyo ang masyadong pinansin po ng korte para nabigyan kayo ng guilty verdict?
Well, yun nga, no, na may conspiracy daw na nagtulungan kami para i-endanger yung buhay ng mga bata. Dahil nga doon sa kami daw yung nagsabi na umalis sila sa school, lisanin nila yung school. Parang kami yung pinagbintangan. Decision naman yan ng mga estudyante at saka ng kanilang mga teachers na tinulungan lang namin na makaalis talaga.
Pero
kaya yun ang nangyari. Ay, hindi nakita ng korte ay yung ano ba yung nangyayari before that.
Okay.
Militarized, may food blockade.
Okay.
Merong nangyayaring talagang paninira ng community,
Yes.
ng mga paramilitary at military. So yun ang before.
Okay.
So yun ang nangyari bago nangyari yung aming rescue operation.
Pero Kong Castro, nag-testify po ba yung students na hindi naman daw sila napilitan?
Well, unfortunately, hindi kasi natakot na yung mga magulang at saka yung mga estudyanteng mag-testify.
Okay.
Kasi that time, 2018, ay talagang takot na takot ang mga estudyante at mga magulang na mag-testify.
Okay.
Did you get to talk to them po before yung verdict na lumabas?
Well, hindi na ako nagkaroon ng pagkakataon. Ang nakausap ko lang yung mga ilang teachers, yung kanilang situation, kung ano na yung kanilang situation.
Congresswoman, kayo po ay isa po sa mga unang in-announce na kumbaga po makakasama sa Senate slate na Makabayan Coalition for the 2025 midterm elections. Meron po bang mababago doon sa desisyon nyo na tumakbo bilang isang senador sa next election amidst this decision from the court?
Well, hindi naman mababago yun, kasi mag-a-appeal pa kami. At resolve talaga ako na tumakbo for Senate para naman magkaroon ng boses ang mga guro, ang mga marginalized na mga lumad sa Senate, sa Kongreso. At gusto natin ma-amplify yung kanilang mga kahingian at mga complaints ng ating mga marginalized sectors ng mga IT at mga lumad. And of course, yung mga teachers po and government employees.
Lastly, Congresswoman, doon po sa ilang mga naging interview po sa inyo, nakita namin at narinig namin din po yung pagbasag ng inyong boses, ang inyong pagluha dahil nga po dito sa naging desisyon ng korte. Meron pa po kayong gustong idagdag doon sa mga inyong nasabi tungkol dito sa desisyon na ito?
Well, talagang masama ang loob ko, Angela, Hindi ko, kahit sa imagination, hindi ko na-imagine na makakasuhan ako ng child abuse dahil sa advocacy ko bilang teachers, bilang peace advocate. Kaya talagang masama talaga yung loob ko doon sa naging desisyon. So of all people, bata pa ba yung aabusuhin ko? So hindi ko po magagawa yon sa ating mga kapatid at mga estudyanteng lumad po at mga teachers.
All right. With that, thank you for joining us, Representative France Castro.
Salamat.
Narinig mo talaga sa boses ni Kong, no? Yung sama ng loob. Gusto ko lang sana tanungin kung magkababayan kami.
Oo nga, no, Castro. Pero okay, let's continue with our countdown kasi number 1 na tayo.
Ay, alam ko to. Alam ko to.
Returning to our top spot is Alice Guo. Senator Risa Hontiveros revealed the possible link of Guo and the controversial Pharmally pharmaceutical company. This as the Senate continues to find the suspended Bamban mayor after evading her arrest warrant. Here's a report.
Senator Risa Hontiveros revealed new information about suspended Bamban Mayor Alice Guo. The senator claimed that Guo made previous transactions with a certain Hong Jiangyang. Based on the documents Hontiveros obtained from the Anti-Money Laundering Council, or AMLAC, Guo's company, Baofu, made a transaction with a joint account of 2 people. One of them is Hong Jiangyang. He is also an incorporator of the Full Wind Group of companies. Hontiveros said that Hong Jiangyang is the sibling of Michael Yang, the controversial former presidential economic advisor who was involved in the controversial Pharmally issue of buying overpriced COVID-19 supplies under the Duterte administration.
Sabi ko nga, mukhang one big happy Pharmally pala itong mga Pogo at Pharmally members. Baka nga itong Pharmally pala ang farm na kinalakihan ni Alice Guo.
Hontiveros is also investigating if former President Rodrigo Duterte is also involved here.
Kung ma-establish namin na talagang may connection, naging mataas na advisor siya kay Duterte at malapit sa dating presidente, then of course may tatanong din namin kung ano yung posibleng koneksyon ng dating presidente sa Pogos na ito.
Michael's lawyer, Raymond Fortun, denied Hontiveros' claims. He said his client does not have a brother named Hong Jian. This new development came amid the continued search for Alice Guo. The suspended mayor is still nowhere to be found after the Senate ordered her arrest for refusing to attend the Senate hearings on Pogos. Her 3 siblings, her parents, and the consultant of the Pogo in Bamban are still at large. Meanwhile, Guo's accountant, Nancy Gamo, is currently under the Senate's custody. The next hearing on illegal Pogos is set on July 29. If Guo still refuses to appear in the next hearing, Senator Cheese Escudero said they will seek help from the National Bureau of Investigation.
This is not a penalty. This is not a punishment for the commission of any crime. Itong pagdetena sa kanya ay para tiyakin lamang na siya'y mag-a-attend ng pagdinig ng Senado.
Oh, di ba
Yeah,
nag-post nga siya sa
this issue.
Facebook, so sinabi nga ni Senator Risa Hontiveros, kung nakapag-Facebook ka, umattend ka ng Senate hearing.
Oo.
I was checking her Facebook account, wala na, deleted na yung
Post
yung
na.
mismong post na yun.
Na madaming emoticons.
Oo. Pero 'di ba kung hinahanap nila si suspended Mayor Alice Guo, check nila yung IP address nung pinagalan niya. Nung pinagpostan niya.
Kasi ang Facebook, ang galing nila mag-determine yung location mo pag nagpo-post ka at yung gadget mo at kung saan ka.
Pwede yun, di ba?
Pwede yun. Ano ba naman to? Finding Kibuloy? Finding Go? Go Kibuloy. Oh, di ba? Go Kibuloy, di ba? Finding Go and Kibuloy. Ay, nako. So, imbis na isa lang hinahanap natin, 2 na ang hinahanap natin. So, may 2 pa. Ganun natin. Anyway, before we let you go, of course, I'd like to leave you with a quote. The quote goes, "Real change, enduring change happens one step at a time." From Ruth Bader Ginsburg, or RBG, former Supreme Court Justice. Supreme Court Justice.
Very iconic yan. Superwoman.
Yeah.
Yan si RBG. Okay. Thank you po sa mga lahat ng nanood. Bawi kami bukas sa mga ibang hindi namin nabati.
Madaming high blood na viewers today. Galit sa...
Salamat sa pagsali sa discussion natin. Si Ralph Domingo, mali yung number 1 mo.
Kala ko rin I agree with Ralph Domingo. Kala ko yun
Alright.
Okay, and that wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Join us again tomorrow. I'm Angela Lagunzad-Castro and he is Angelo Castro III. We are One News.
All sides, all the time.
Bye.